Hi guys, I'm Captain Mark from 38 Light Tackle.
And I'm Kayla Burleson with VIP 38 Magazine, and today we are coming at you with just the Tip Tuesday, okay? And this is going to be a tip that we give you guys, fishing related, or I guess life in general related. I don't know. We're gonna try our best. But today's Tuesday, and this may not make it on the channel today, depending on how much Matt loves us. I don't know, but
I'm having a day today too. I mean, like every boat owner, I guess, we're working on boat issues. So today's definitely a day, but I guess that's a good segue into talking about things, right?
It is, and so I guess what you just said, I can't even talk. I'm, having a problem with my words today, but we're going to be talking about the boat. He doesn't have it right now, so we're thinking about all these different things that we can talk about that would help you guys out.
This is what she makes me do when I can't go fishing.
Yeah. Well, I got to put him to work somehow, and I feel like these informative videos are going to be great for you. So, just the Tip Tuesday. What is going to be the tip for today?
How about cleaning my boat?
Cleaning
or myself.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot because you know what? He stinks, guys.
Not today. I haven't fished today.
No, when he comes home, oh my gosh, the dogs love him. Do you know why? Because you smell horrific.
I mean, it's kind of...
The boat smells horrific. Everything's bad.
But I love pulling up to the house and my two puppies come running outside. Now, I mean, I can't not pet them. Until I finally get clean, the boat's taken care of, I go take a shower, and I come back downstairs, and my puppy smells like Bonita.
Yeah, the puppy smells, so then they need
baths. You do, over there. You do smell like Bonita.
Yeah, everybody smells bad.
We should have named her Bonita.
No, I like Brindley.
Remora.
I like Brindley.
Remora's a good dog name.
Does that mean we can get a new puppy?
If I can name it. All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, talk about something other.
Yes, okay. All right. So we're really bringing some advice to you, and again, hopefully, what the point of these videos for you guys is to learn things quicker than he did. I mean, he's spent a lot of time, and he's a little bit of a nerd when it comes to his boat. So going in and doing a lot of research and a lot of trial and error and kind of figuring out some of these things that really work the best. He has found a pretty good way and pretty good products for making that boat shiny and clean.
And I'll tell this to a lot of my friends too, especially guys that I see at the boat ramp that have really dirty boats. I don't know. I mean, if you're spending that much money on something, you might as well take care of it, right? So I wish somebody had told me some of this stuff when I bought my last boat, and like the guy who just bought my old boat, it's the first thing I did. I said, hey, she likes these 5 things. And even at some of the seminars we do, I'll talk about, it just makes owning a boat a lot easier, and it prevents a lot of failures, and it makes things look better, and it's just a lot easier to clean up at the end of the day. With especially on a rainy day or a day off or something, just to spend an hour on the boat and make the rest of the job a lot easier.
A few minutes of that extra maintenance really does go a long way. So I guess Mark, if you were telling us, as soon as you get the boat in, as soon as you pull it up out of the water, do you want to start there? How do you want to tell me your step-by-step? And he does have product here for the most part. Some things are on order, but he is going to tell you what he's using, where he gets it, where you can find it. So
go ahead. The number one thing now, I figured out a way to, for the most part, what I do is just clean it off with fresh water.
Big deal.
A couple products make it easy enough to just hose off at the end of the day, whether it's dried fish blood or something on the boat. It's just a lot easier now. But if it gets real bad, I go through a process of rinsing it off, getting all the chunks off, and then I go to a boat wash and wax. There's a couple that I like more than others. I really like that orange citrus one. But if it's really, really bad, or rust or some kind of mildew or something like that on the deck, this is an RV cleaner. But I use this stuff a lot. It's the Dura Gloss 541 that your dad actually got me from the part shop.
Thanks, Daddy.
This is good. So you just spray it on, wait a minute or two, and then rinse it off. If it's really, really bad, I use this a lot on the hull to get... Our water here is brown. It's all the
especially the bay.
Yeah, the bay's just brown water. It's all tannins, and it gets really bad, and it leaves a big brown line. I use the Brite Easy On, Easy Off.
Let's be some Vanna.
That's an acid, so don't spill that or anything. The first thing, I mean, you let it sit for a while. If it's foaming, you can read the directions on it. You just keep it foaming and it eats away everything. The big thing after this, rinse it off, and then I'll follow up with a boat wash and wax, no matter what. So whether it's on the inside or the outside, if it's a real stubborn stain, yeah, you can use this stuff. It makes the job a lot easier, but get it off and then re-wash it. The big thing on our boat is once it's clean and shiny, I'll wax it. I use my favorite thing in the world. I'll go on the outside first. On the outside, I have a big rotary buffer that I like to buff, and I use Collinite, the 925. That's the big one that I use on the outside. And that, for me, as much as I fish, that lasts, I don't know, month maybe?
A while. Yeah, for sure.
And that's launching it every day. So this stuff is great for the outside of the boat. But on the inside, my favorite thing that I use a lot more often than I probably should, and I use more of it than I should. And
which is probably why you're out of it.
This is on order right now. It's Woody Wax. It's a non-skid wax.
Woody Wax.
It's easy, and a little goes a long way, even though I just said the opposite, but you just squirt it on your brush, wipe off the deck, and let it dry. The end. But this stuff, it makes blood, goo, whatever, normally just rinse right off. And you guys know if you catch a mahi, and I don't care if it's this big, it's going to get blood all over everything.
Everywhere.
So at the end of the day, instead of having to clean it all off with like a hard bristled brush, which will take all the wax off anyway, I just use a Woody Wax and some fresh water at the end. But that's a big thing for me, is at the end of the day, just making it a lot easier. And I do think too that if you do use a lot of brushing, or depending on which boat soap you use, it will strip a lot of the wax, especially on the inside and the outside.
A lot of the brushes, and he does, well, depending, and I will let you say this, but there are different types of brushes. Some of them aren't quite as abrasive as others. So, there are different times that you want to be able to use those. So that
yeah, and all boats are different. So just keep an eye on, if your boat's staining easy and you're scrubbing too hard at the end of the day, you probably took off whatever coating was on. Yeah.
Don't take off all that work you just put on it, that's for sure.
There is another product that I use a lot. It's especially on my old boat seats that were a little bit older. Mm-hmm. They had some of that mildew stain and things like that. But for us, I use this Marine 31 mildew remover. We have a lot of it.
Yeah, there's plenty of that. This keeps it nice and shiny and white for sure.
It is. I don't know what kind of miracle stuff is in this, but I'll buy the big one, and I used to get this all over my seats. And then obviously I'd follow up with like some kind of Armor All or something like that on the seats. Also, and I know I'm going all over the place, but fun Armor All fact.
This is an extra. Yeah. This is an extra, just the tip.
This one's good, and I'm almost mad that I'm telling about this, because I only tell this to like my friends or people that I really like.
These are our friends.
I don't know who's watching. There's probably people I don't want to know this trick on here. Every time I fix something, whether it's my power pole or my trolling motor or my engine or my car or whatever, if I have to call tech support, I'll always ask, like, hey, what's something that I should do that I don't know about? And you'd be surprised with the amount of stuff that you learn from that. But I was fixing my trolling motor, and I asked Minn Kota, hey, what's something that I should be doing that I don't know? And they were like, oh, you Armor All your trolling motor, right? And I was like, yeah, of course.
Who doesn't do that?
Why would I do that? And they were like,
who doesn't do that?
They said, trust me, just use, and I'll use the same vinyl protectorant that I use for my car or my seats on the boat or whatever. Try spraying on a rag and wiping down your trolling motor shaft, or even the pedal or the prop or all of it. But just be surprised when you go, or don't be surprised when you go to launch it and it just shoots out of the hand.
It makes a huge difference.
It's really like the day you got it. That's a huge one. Mm-hmm. But for me, boat wash and wax, like a boat soap if it's bad, but it will strip off some of the wax. If it's real bad, I'll use the Duragloss 541. If it's worse than that, I'll use the Easy On, Easy Off. But no matter what, clean those off, follow up with the boat wash and wax, Woody Wax on the inside. If it's bad on the outside, I'll use the Easy On, Easy Off, and then follow up with boat soap, and then I'll wax it.
And you should be happy.
Yeah, and then at the end of the
beautiful clean boat. And
then at the end of a fishing trip, all I do now is just hose off everything and go home. So it saves a ton. I mean, 2 hours of work on the boat saves a lot. at the end of the day.
It really does. And whenever you're on these long trips, you know, now whether it be during the rodeo, because these days are longer, or, you know, just a normal day, it preserves the life of your boat and your seats and everything else. So it's super important to try it. And most of these things you can get off of Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are some places that you can get them in
You
stores.
can, but like I like to try to support our local stuff. Half Hitch Tackle and Destin has a lot of these products, especially the Woody Wax and things like that. But there's obviously bigger stores like West Marine, and even Bass Pro Shops will carry some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can buy it local, do that. And if you have to get on Amazon, that works too.
Yeah. Well, you know, I have to throw in, there's two things that I wanted to talk about on my end.
If you bring up me being stinky again.
Yeah, because he's horrible. He smells so bad when he gets home. And so he brings me in these horrific clothes that are blood stained, you know, they're
That's
nasty.
hard work. That's hard work and winning.
It's gross. So
you wouldn't like it if I showed up clean. That would be a bad day.
You know, sometimes I wonder if I would.
You're welcome.
You know,
I do this for you.
Thank you for all the smells. I've learned so many different smells. But what we do is, as soon as he walks through the door, I hose him down. I'm kidding, I don't hose him down. But he can change his clothes, and we go in. And one of the things to begin with, he had these white shirts that he would fish in every day.
It's too hot to wear dark shirts.
Guess what? Those white shirts would have brown and green and goo and colors and all over it, and they would smell so bad. And so a lot of people like to use peroxide to get these things out. But what I have found works the best, Oxi-Clean. And I want you to notice that this is actually the Tough Odor Oxi-Clean. Go for the purple bucket because it smells really bad. And all you have to do is go in and take like a scoop of this and fill it up with water, make sure it all dissolves, throw those clothes in there and let them sit for a couple of hours, and then wash them. It will take all of that blood, all of that grossness, it will take all of that out, and that, I promise, it goes a long way. Another quick tidbit, I guess, is, and I thought you may mention it, but Mark has also found this cleaner that he actually keeps on the boat for his hands.
Oh, yeah,
his hands,
awesome.
And you know, like if you're getting a shower, or if you need it in between whenever you're going through and you're cutting up bait and all this stuff, and maybe you're getting fish guts under your nails, and it's, you know, it's just it's tough on your skin anyway.
I'm finding it now.
There's this really cool product that he has found lately that does it takes all of that off, and it really it's not super abrasive on your skin, and I feel like it goes a long way.
Yeah, you guys, you can make fun of me if you want, but like, I'm a fisherman. My hands are destroyed. Yeah. So sometimes I think I'm like a tough, cool guy, but I'm like, ooh, I found a new hand soap. This stuff, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can look it up and tell you where it comes from, but this stuff, this Mackenzie's Fisherman's Hand Scrub, it's like that Gojo or that orange.
Yeah, it's like the citrus Gojo, you know, that has like the
hard stuff in it that takes it off.
Yeah.
I keep this on my boat in the splash well now, and it's just, that has made a big difference in my day, and especially because now if my hands are clean, then I can pet the dogs and they don't smell like bonita.
It's good. It's got almond husks in it. That's what gives it the abrasive. You know, it really gets everything out, and then it's got some lemon essential oil, so it makes it, you smell like, so much better.
Guys, I think my job is awesome, and fishing is fun, and it's like gaffing fish, and there's blood everywhere, and there's knives and fishing rods. And then I come home and I'm like, ooh, look at this new soap I got. Like, I don't even like hearing myself talk about this.
Well, honey, sometimes you just stink. And, you know, for the sake
let's
of,
go back to, like,
sake of
acid,
our relationship,
muriatic acids,
for the sake of our
blood.
relationship, I think this is a good buy. So for all of the girlfriends and wives out there, get your honey some of that. And then, I don't know. I mean, we are, you know, going forward, we're not going to keep you much longer, but going forward, we're going to try to have certain things out each day or each other day. I don't know. We're going to figure this out as we go. So if you want to see anything, let us know. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe. And do you have any last final words?
No.
No?